What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Signal from Tölva. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly, but this is an incredible indie game. It's very, very rare that you end up getting indie games that are this high production. The graphics are really cool, the controls are really tight, and the style of game is very unique. And honestly speaking, I'm not exactly sure how to describe it or what the actual goal of the game is, because it seems like it's a big, expansive open world where you kind of, similar to Assassin's Creed, where you kind of take over different bunkers and stuff like that to actually unlock new abilities that you would progress throughout the world. I don't know how that's necessarily Assassin's Creed, but I'm mostly thinking about the towers from Assassin's Creed, right, where you end up getting more of the map. But anyways, without further ado, let's just hop right into it and of course have the tutorials going on. Nice seamless transition right here that goes into the story of the game, because that's the other thing too that I think is really neat about this one, is that it actually has some proper lore to it. So first of all, we've got a stealth ship that ends up coming out of orbit right here. And then even the characters in the game don't speak English, but sound very alien and robotic, you know? So it's just, there's something about this game that really appeals to me. A lot of the graphic style too, once we end up getting into the game, you're gonna see, really reminds me of Borderlands, you know, and we've kind of got different mechanics to the game as well, where you got three, I think it's three different weapon types. You've got your pistol, you've got your automatic rifle, and then you've got your sniper rifle. Maybe you have a shotgun, maybe you get one later, I'm not exactly sure. But that's another aspect of the game where as you're taking over different bunkers and stuff like that, you're actually unlocking different versions of each of the guns. So you might end up having one that has a better fire rate, or one that ends up having more ammo capacity and stuff like that, and you kind of end up equipping your character as such. And then these robotic bunkers also serve as respawn stations because they are constantly producing more and more robots, right? So you can also use them as fast travel points to teleport over to the area and stuff like that. Now, again, I'm talking over this cutscene because he's speaking in gibberish, so you can just read the subtitles if you want it yourself. But I still, again, just really like the idea that this is an indie game, you know? The game itself really makes me think of either a late generation Xbox game, the original Xbox, the actual Xbox One, not that new one that they called Xbox One, or a early 360 game, doesn't it? You know, it's kind of a little late to the punch, but as far as an indie game is concerned, very, very cool. I'll make sure to have links in the description for everything and anything about this game, by the way, so you can check it out for yourself. Ooh, so we already live. Yes. And what game is not complete without starting the beginning of the game in the night and having you walk 5,000 miles? Incoming transmission, there's a surveyor ahead. You're controlling a similar chassis. Similar to the surveyor, he means. So surveyors will remain neutral towards you. Please don't attack them. I'm assuming that this means that later on, if you ended up getting, like, maybe you get a different body that would be like a warrior or a military grade one, that would end up making all of these droids attack you, while the other ones, like maybe a military one wouldn't, or something like that, you know? Hello, dude. Man, he looks cool, doesn't he? Anyways, let's turn on our flashlight, and something that's actually really handy about this game is that we have double flashlight. And it's pretty cool how the flashlight actually seems to be coming out of your character's eyeballs, which I definitely like. Waypoint reached. You reached the first waypoint. Place your own waypoints down using the map. The map screen displays the location of important sites across the world. Capture bunkers to access their facility and increase your surveyor patrols. You may acquire a new robot at a friendly bunker or beacon at any time. You will be forced to do this if your current chassis is destroyed. So again, a respawn station. You can also activate system beacons to extend your map control. So it kind of seems like there's a little bit of a push-pull mechanic in this game where you're trying to take over more of the area. The proximity sensor, which has these things in the bottom right on your HUD, also indicates nearby signals and resources. So first of all, let's go to the map, and you can see right here, press right mouse button here to set your waypoint. So this is a undiscovered location. Calibrate your connection and sensor parsing by examining this weak structure. And you can see as well on the left that it's going to give us the Kobold car-OB, whatever. It's giving us a different type of weapon, right? or not necessarily a different type, but you know, it's still something cool. So we got the mouse wheel here. Here's our pistol. All of the different guns actually have infinite ammo as well, and you have to reload all of them separately. So you can see in the bottom right, the energy is kind of showing, and as we end up draining ammo on this one, you know, our pistol is still low, so of course we're gonna end up recharging it. And a nice mechanic is that the game has a really good balance between all the different guns, because you know, of course, an automatic rifle is going to end up taking a lot more time to reload, and you want to spend as much of your ammo as you can rather than actually just reloading when you only have a little bit of it taken, because otherwise you're going to have to go through the entire reload station, right? Press F to go around and gather different materials. So they got all these other things that you can end up gathering kind of around the environment that you'll end up using for crafting and stuff like that. I haven't really gotten that far, admittedly so, when we have this gun as well. This is kind of our mid to long range rifle. Very, very cool. Feels great when you're actually fighting with this thing. But the aiming takes a little while to get used to. I'll say that for sure. Whoopsie daisy, I don't want to get stuck on that thing. Because as I was trying to, you know, no scope, 360 headshots, some robotic bad guys and stuff like that with this gun, I just seem to generally have a lot of trouble with it. Okay, so then we've also got, while you're in your scope, you can hold Q for a steady aim. That's not going to take anything by the looks of things. But still, it's gonna be that could actually be why I was missing all my targets off camera anyways, is because, yeah, I probably wasn't doing it properly. Okay, your drone chases can see in multiple spectra. Try activating your scan vision. So if we press G, we can see points of interest, right? Well, nearby, I'll say. So you can kind of see that there's this weird, crazy, glowy thing over here, another resource over there, and maybe another resource over there. That's good, we can calibrate, blah, blah, blah. So let's go over here, and this one we actually have to full on, like, hold down the F key and scan it, right? And you can see in the bottom right, that ended up getting rid of our Wi-Fi signal, let's call it. But then you can also see, as we're exploring the area, the icon in the bottom right is going to be the one that indicates that there's like loot nearby that we can end up gathering. I personally have a very, very hard time actually tracking this stuff down though. There we go. So now we've got all out of the way. I guess, does our vision end up just wearing out? Maybe it does. I don't know. But anyways, they want us to check the map. So we can end up marking all of these different areas and stuff like that. Or, here's, I think what they want us to actually do. Rail accelerators are ideal for mid to, okay, I understand. Your current magnifying vision, use middle mouse, right mouse button to activate your zoom. There we go. So that's kind of what I was wondering where our just normal scope ended up coming from. So you can kind of end up using this to scan local areas and just kind of like look at stuff and click on things, and there you go. But while we can actually just walk through this area, we're going to actually click on this and hijack a new robot. So we actually killed our first character that we were playing as. I don't think you can actually go find him, but now we are at this new station right here. So we actually just got a new drone with a unique ID and everything, whatever. But if we come over to this terminal, this is where we actually end up accessing different equipment and stuff like that, right? So initial calibration complete, we're at rank 0. We've got 1 out of 3 to get to rank 1, I guess, and then we also ended up getting that cobalt reward. So if we can customize our loadout right here, this is where things get really cool. So here's that different cobalt one, which we would end up buying for 200 points, but you can see in the bottom right, or top right, I mean, that we've got 265 points. And then we also have 70 out of 100 battery, which I'm assuming is just our general carrying capacity, right? So this obviously is going to be better than the original one right here, because if we kind of look and compare the different aspects of them, this one's going to end up draining our energy a lot faster, and generally everything about it is worse than the other one, than the other rifle, except it's got 10 more damage. So I don't know whether or not that's actually like worthwhile, or is it, you know? But it's still pretty neat that they actually have these different mechanics. There's also going to be a bunch of different shields that you get at, as you can see, once you end up upgrading your rank. Then they have an AoE as well, which they're going to teach us very soon, which causes a localized conflagration. Damages nearby enemies. Recharge time is 20 seconds, so you can kind of spam this over and over. And then they have all these different other abilities as well, which it seems like we can actually choose all of these right now. So this one's going to be repairing us. This one's going to disrupt sensors on robots nearby for a short time, kind of blinding them. And then this one's going to be causing local hostiles to retreat. So it's kind of like a fear one. But it's really cool that they actually have these different mechanics, you know. So we've got reactor drain. That's going to end up going up as well as we end up having more rank. So there's definitely a lot of depth to this game, even though it wouldn't seem like it at first, you know what I mean? So anyways, let's see if we can actually go out and get some combat rolling for today, everybody. Because I know that's what I was most interested in seeing with this game. I don't like that it's nighttime. That does not make for a doesn't make for a good YouTube video, unfortunately. Swap your weapons with the mouse wheel, middle mouse button to activate your defensive shield. Now that's actually a neat mechanic because that means that the skill level gets shot way up with this game. Because as you activate your shield, you can actually time it perfectly to just, you know, maybe you want to just absorb one bullet and then just turn the shield off, right? You can also press V for our AoE. E is going to be our melee attack. Fall back to allow your chases to auto repair. Chases or Cassis or Chasey? Cassie? Not exactly sure how you pronounce it. I always just call it Chasis, right? Nearby surveyors will also engage opposing factions. You can fully repair at a friendly bunker. It is always wise to scout out locations before entering combat. If your current Chasis is destroyed, you can use the map screen to acquire a new robot at beacons and bunkers. So I guess the kind of the penalty for death is just, yeah, you just end up getting... you just end up getting, having to respawn a little bit ways away, right? So let's also double check this. I want to see, can we actually scout stuff? Yeah, we can actually scout that. It's a ugly variant bandit dropship. Can we scan this guy and mark them on our map? Yes, we definitely can. That's exactly what I was hoping we would be able to do. There we go. So really cool that they have like the typical open world stuff where you can kind of mark all your opponents so that you can actually keep track of all of them, you know. And then is that going to be a bad guy as well? No, it doesn't seem like it. We can't actually mark him. But let's see whether or not we can actually hit these guys from over here. Oh, maybe not. That's quite a distance away. If we had our flashlight on as well, of course, the enemies would detect us quite easily. But at least now that we have all of them marked, it means that we shouldn't run into too much trouble as far as fighting these guys is concerned. Okay. There we go. Oh, boy. See, this is kind of what I mean, where I have a little bit of trouble with the different... Oh, okay. Can you get up, please? Can you get up and start moving? There you go. There you go. Okay. I'm also not used to using my shield like the game was telling us to do. So let's just pop out our shield and just hit these guys like crazy. There we go. Come on. Come on, you. Okay. The pistol is probably the best. Ay. Whew. So you can see too, our AoE ended up actually recharging by now. So you can't use it quite actively. You don't really gotta worry too much about using your ammo and stuff like that. Outside of the fact that you gotta watch out for just wasting, you know, using your ammo not strategically like I just did, where I ended up running into trouble. But you can see too, our gun is actually telling us every time that it was a hit. So that was pretty neat. Just right on the HUD of the reticle, it was actually saying hit every time we ended up actually damaging them, right? So, very cool. I like how the day is finally coming around. I know I just kind of keep saying that, but really, it's such a cool, interesting idea of what this game is. And the fact that it's an indie game, you know, this is fantastic. Like... Maybe if it was like a AAA title, I would be kind of worried about it, kind of wondering like, okay, what is the point of this game? Why does it exist? But for what it is right now, where we're just, you know, it's just an indie game, it's like, this is actually not too bad. You know, there's lots of other games out there that do a lot worse than this one, right? So let's try and see if we can end up going over to this right here. What is that? Surveyor Deep OP marker beacon variant. So let's go check that out before we end up probably calling it for today, because otherwise we could be at this for a very long time. Headshots don't seem to count, or maybe they do. and just not necessarily, like, I don't know whether or not they actually count towards, like, more damage, because they most definitely are not counting towards, like, a insta-kill or anything like that. I keep using the mouse wheel as well. I should not be doing that for all of our ammo and weapons and stuff. I should just be using, like, the number keys, right? Okay. Okay, got him. There we go. Come on, you. I should just be doing small burst fire rather than, oh my goodness gracious. There you go, stupid head. And I gotta watch out too, because it seems like their items actually do despawn, so we gotta grab as much of these as possible. That's of course giving us more to our currency, so we do actually have quite a bit more right now. We're sitting on 365, you can see on the bottom right. So let's see what this is going to actually do for us right here. Is it anything whatsoever? Or can we even interact with this thing? What the? Ooh, beacon activated. Okay. So I saw one of those other beacons as well. We didn't end up activating it though. And then we've got this one right here, which is a investigate interference from the nearby Q mass pocket something or rather. As we end up going through this area, you can see this is like a ambush location, Spree Valley, blah, blah, blah. You can kind of travel through the whole area. And then I'm assuming that you would end up getting to like the end area, maybe over here, because you can kind of see that there's like a bunch of ships over here. So again, like that's the thing, I don't really know what the goal of the game is outside of, I don't know, hijack drone at this location, so you can kind of use that as a fast travel point as well. I don't know what the actual goal of the game is outside of just kind of explore the world and try to gather everything that you can, I guess, you know? Okay, let's see. What is that? Oh, that's just one of those little droid things, so we don't really gotta worry too much about that. I was gonna head up over there to that Wi-Fi signal, but I don't think we really have to, because that's just going to be another one of those areas that gives us one of those weird unlocks, right? But you can kind of see what I mean where I say this game really reminds me of Borderlands, just in its style. You know, not necessarily in its gameplay, but just the graphical style and the environment itself just kind of really reminds me of it, you know? Okay, what is this? Looks like we got something interesting over here, unless this is just going to be the resources. Yep-roni. And then a little crashed drone there. Seems that all of the scrap that we ended up just finding straight up is just giving us some more towards our money. So we actually got quite a bit right there. I also want to double check and see. Can we damage this thing and destroy it? Okay, maybe we can't, but at least we did scare him away. Maybe we could have destroyed him. Maybe it's kind of acting as like a special, you know, kill this enemy fast enough and then you could end up actually, I gave away my position. Maybe you could end up killing that weird thing, and I don't know. Maybe it would. Oh boy! AOE attack. Maybe you could do that, and it would drop special items or something. Woo! That was a close one. Ay 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 ay. Okay, we're actually doing not too bad. I used the shield very effectively there, even though I should be activating and unactivating it. That's kind of what I mean, where I was saying this game could potentially become very, very skill-based, because rather than just going in and trying to tank everything, you could try to use the shield at strategic moments. You know what I mean? Okay, what do we got here? So we got a couple different resources. Seems like that's all there really is to it. The movement speed is something I would like to see improved upon, though. Just generally speaking, I know that it's because, you know, the map would otherwise probably be quite small if we ended up having any faster movement speed, but just for myself personally, it doesn't feel like we're progressing enough. What was that? Was that droid that we ended up fighting before? New zone discovered, Q-mass pocket. Oh my. What was that thing that ended up falling down, though? Okay, we'll go check this out as the last thing that we do for today, but, hey you! I don't know what that thing's doing. I don't think we're supposed to be shooting at it like that, but hey, whatever. Ooh, we got lots of resources over here. That's gonna give us lots of stuff. And then another point of interest over here, which is the main one. And then let's see what's actually over here. I like how we can actually just kind of walk around like, or sprint, I guess, if you can even really call it that, without worrying about a stamina meter or anything. And it's one of those games that actually does allow us to sidestep. I should have actually gone into the options and changed it to a toggle sprint. Just too much interference to get a remote reading on this place. You'll have to figure it out for yourself. Okay, so we got that thing up there. Seems like we're gonna actually have to parkour this a little bit, unless they specifically want us to fight some stuff. I'm assuming that you could end up running into some boss enemies, but, you know, again, very impressed with the idea that this is an indie game, you know? Because, ooh, an interior structure, this is alright. Oh my, so this is like a full proper dungeon area. Dude, this is so cool. Oh my, so it seems like it's an actual maze though. I don't know. Hello, Robo Buddy. Oh boy. Okay, let's go this direction, I guess. And hopefully this is going to be the right way, because otherwise this is pretty freaky, dude. That's actually really, really awesome. I didn't know there was going to be internal structures. Wait a minute. Did we just end up right back where we started? Yeah, we somehow did. Because there's that thing as a marker. Okay. That's weird. Did it actually teleport us then? Because otherwise we're traveling in one direction. It's not like we ended up going all the way backwards. Yeah, look at that. So we're back in the same first room. But it actually brought us up top here. Oh, cool. So it's like a proper anomaly. That's really, really neat, dude. Okay, so did we just solve it? Is that what this is? That actually hurt us quite a bit. Can we shield out of fall damage? Yes, we can. Okay, so we gotta be very careful about that. Has your scan mode enabled you to pinpoint the blah, blah, blah? So it's trying to tell us about this thing right here, just so that you wouldn't end up missing it. That's awesome, dude. That's really, really cool. Okay. Surveyed one of one sources. You don't have to walk back to the bunker from here. You can simply hijack new cases from your mini-map. Okay. I mean, I don't know why I would want to, dude. This area is like really, really cool, and I want to see if there's any other treasure that I ended up missing. Oh, I see. So that's just kind of a quick and easy way of getting out of there. That's really neat that they actually had that as a proper, like, puzzle zone, though, dude. I really like that. And just this whole area is kind of all, like, very strange and exotic, you know? Awesome. Well, anyways, I think that's all the time that we have for today, everybody. So thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Links are going to be in the description where you can check everything out about this game for yourself. Very awesome. If I had the time, I would definitely pick this one up and play it for myself. But otherwise, hope that you have a fantastic day, everybody. And I would appreciate as well if you would hit that like button. Thank you so much if you do. Sign on. Stay epic, everybody.